The Tough House Project is actually a community safety awareness program. And what Standing Up Tours is all about is about going out and being able to share information with other residents, information that can help heal the community, make the community a safer place for kids to be at, and just ultimately to share ideas. And so I came up with this tour so that way we can come out of our houses, get involved, share our ideas, because a lot of residents have a lot of good ideas and just that we don't know because we don't have an outlet. So it's really to give the community an outlet and the voice to express all the things that they've been wanting to express, probably been holding in for years. So that's exactly what the Standing Up Tour is. And Hunters Point, and I chose that place because that's where I got my character. That's where I went through all of my ups and downs in order to be able to have the spirit and the courage to want to do something like this. That's my history. That's where I've been poor. That's where I've been harassed by the police. That's where I've been ignorant. That's where I've learned gang violence. That's where I've learned everything that I'm trying to unlearn and teach everybody else to unlearn. So you have to start there and hopefully be able to motivate others to have the same courage that I have to go out and to spread that knowledge with everybody else. So home is important because that's where, as long as we have youth looking at us, I hope to accomplish giving the youth something to strive for. Asking questions is something that I never really did as a youth because I was told that they didn't matter, they wouldn't be heard. So my long-term goal is to get the youth involved and to give them something to work towards, something to look forward to, and something to build on in the future to make the neighborhoods a place where we all would love to be.
The Stand Up for Ours tour is important because, like Brother Jamal said, we need to get the resources out there to the people. The ones who felt like they're not even worthy of these kind of resources. They feel like they're not even worthy of the education, the re-education, I have to say, because like the brothers say, we must unlearn these things to reprogram or reboot. That's what we are, because right now our communities are on life support. That is why the Tough House Project is very detrimental and it's very important because this is like a life-saving technique this brother has came up with. And if he don't stand up for our hoods, if I don't stand up for our hoods, who's gonna do it? Are we gonna keep continuing to allow for our children to be brutalized?
I think it's very important. I'm very happy to have met Jamal and the Tough House Project. He's actually doing something I've been trying to do all my life. Growing up, living in several projects, or you know what I mean, plantations as you call them. Seeing the violence, seeing the system that is here, which makes us think. I'm from Fillmore, so I can't go to Hunters Point, or I'm from Hunters Point, I can't go to Sunnydale, or you know what I mean. It's modern day slavery, and it's still going on. It's still pushing on. Like you said, I live in Hunters Point again with my little sister, and I'll babysit my niece. I take her to her school, or pick her up from school every day, and there's a lot of harassment by Hunters Point has its own security. Like they're not real police officers, but they have guns. It's just like or something like it's like they're not SFPD or they I don't know if they have whatever. I've never seen that before until this past year when I was living with my sister.
We have too much of our children that are dying, and we're not going to have a future if our presents keep dying. And we really need somebody to come in and develop a new code of conduct, create a new lifestyle, because this cycle of just killing each other has got to end. You know, today is Malcolm X's birthday, and Malcolm X was really much about militancy. In this dialogue, we can actually create a militancy, a way we carry ourselves, and really take back what's been taken from us and create something that's never been, never created for us.
And And basically, I think it's important, like I was saying early in the day, that in Oakland on 51st International, you know, we call it a neighborhood, a community, but like Junebug said, it's not really a community. You know, we as neighbors hardly know each other. When we see each other in this neighborhood of black and brown folks, we can't just wave at each other and just nod their head. But you know, the thing that's happening with violence in there, with gang and drug activities in our corners, you know, create us distrusting. Because what the officials, the city council officials want to do in Oakland to so-called fix the problem, which is we are the problem, is do the gang injunctions. We don't need no more gang injunctions where they're going to put our youth in jails, we're going to put our youth to stop hanging each other what to wear. So for me, it's like, no man, there's other ways than the gang injunction, and we can see what Tough House is doing and what Jamal is doing. So that's, you know.
I would like to emphasize one thing. There's so many things to underscore, and I think other folks are talking about the others. I like to point to the methodology, to what we're underscoring kind of the hermeneutics of what this allows. If allowing young people to speak, I mean, the purpose of this tour is to give a space to speak their minds, to dialogue, to engage. That's the purpose of this. That's what it says here, that this tour is about. Giving young people an opportunity that they don't have in any context, that is to speak. If you go to a school, you go to a classroom, it's the teacher who speaks. You go to a meeting, it's the organizer who speaks. If you go, wherever you go, the youth are listeners. And as I understand this tour, it really is to provide an opportunity to listen to the youth, to have them speak, to have them in.
When society is considered to be the norm, community becomes, by definition, an insurgent position. Society is based on the principle of exclusion, who is not allowed inside. And that's us. And that's not just us here in this room, that's us in these neighborhoods. That's us that are those other people. That's us in these jails and these prisons. And society only wants to mythologize us, only wants to categorize us in a way that it is profitable or erotic or supports their exploitation. Supports our exploitation.
Very deep power with that is not about the man, it's not about the plantation, it's not about anybody's fucking control over us or profiting off our pain, which is a key piece of even these so-called youth organizations, which, let's be real, they're run by philanthropy programs who design this is the only thing that can happen with the quote-unquote youth. You know what I mean? So that separation. One of the things that we're talking about, and I know that you talk about, is the connection between families and children, between healing the young folks who are listening and watching their brothers who are already caught up in it. So can you just speak on, again, for the rest of the world who's going to be watching this, you know, there might be people who say, well, you know, there's been projects dealing with violence before. How is where you're coming from different?
At the focal point of this project is that if we don't set an example by falling and getting back up on a horse, then they'll fall and won't want to get back up. So I have to lead by an example. I have to lead by all the things that have made me fall and stumble. That this is how you get back up, and not only do you get back up, but if you really love your community, if you really love, you know, where you from, where you call family, then things aren't going to always be perfect, but you have to find a way. You have to keep searching, you have to keep fighting, and that's my message to the youth, is that, no, I may not have all the answers, and so that's why I'm asking you. That's what this standing up tour is, that this
from standing on the corners popping to driving some of the hottest